Okay, anybody?
I would
Roll.
say.
Just as I go like
That one as well.
Okay, I think we roll it.
roll it.
Yeah. My favorite move. That's networking.
Networking. Hey,
Show me.
Show us.
networking.
First step. Second step.
Oh, I want to learn this, people.
Hey, hey.
I want to learn this move. Networking.
The best.
Okay, this was a warming up, people. Now we're gonna start. Come a little bit more closer. We can feel here some space.
A little bit closer.
And let me see, what is a good idea? I go into the public. Yeah, and then I sit here.
You go. That was
I can
good.
reach. So then, if somebody wants to share a question, here's the mic. You have to come here, and then you have to share your question to the judge, and they answer. English is hard, eh? Question and answers. Okay. So first of all, to introduce, on my left we will have Yuta. Make some noise for Yuta. In the middle we have Lenka. Lenka representing the ballroom scene. And third, not last but least, we have Goeba. He's also representing Tula Festival. So if you guys want to know Tula, it's Amapiano Afro beats at the
Afro
FNA.
house.
Yeah, Afro house, Afro beats.
Yeah.
So
Next
yeah.
Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday, yeah.
Be there. Or be.
Yeah.
Square.
Square. Yeah. Be there in the square. Okay. So what we're gonna do now? Anybody has questions? Feel free to share. Any questions about the battle? What you would like to know? Or questions you have for the judges?
Yeah, so how do you survive? Like, how do you survive to choose? Like, how do you choose? How does
You're
that
very
work?
stressed
Okay.
over here.
The mic, because for the camera is better.
When you respond, repeat the question.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so they can hear.
So the question is, how do we survive
Yes.
here and choose? It's very stressful because it's a big responsibility. So yeah, I start basically the first round or the first, let's say, pre-selections, really just looking in general, okay, what is this person what are they good at? Musicality, dynamics, let's say face expression. So kind of like general scanning, and then the next time they dance, I kind of try to compare, you know. So what do they excel over the other one, and what is the other one maybe missing, and the other way around. And sometimes it comes down to just, okay, this one ticks 3 boxes, this one ticks 4 boxes, okay, then I give it to the other one. But sometimes it can be very difficult. I remember the very first battle that was today, I was like, until the last moment, just, yeah. So it's difficult to choose, but if you cannot, then you just do the square, you know? Anyone else wants to?
Kind of similar answer. I also struggled mostly in the third, like 3-way battles. Of course, there are these criteria of musicality, techniques, and the foundation and such. Of course, I kind of look at it, but when you go past many rounds and such, some people tended to like repeat what you did, which I don't necessarily say is a bad thing, but sometimes I want to see something new. Then I might judge up for that person.
Yes, so I totally agree what my colleague said, and I feel like the criteria are like the tools to tell your story. So what I really like what you said is the first round I'm gonna see like, okay, these are your tools you're using, and like, okay, I understand, and then it's gonna be my responsibility to be like, is it left or is it right? And then I'm more focusing on the story you're trying to tell. So obviously you have the tools, and you are or not controlling. You control or do not control the tools. But then it's my I base like, okay, which story you telling with the tools, you know? And sometimes a story is more being told more sharp, or it has more depth. And yeah, based on that, I just know, like, okay, left or right, or sometimes both. Sometimes the stories are both so good, so I don't think like, And what I have to do? Yeah, I think like, but yeah, but always love to see everybody's story and everybody's progress because y'all amazing. Everybody's very good at what they do. Okay, so keep going.
Ta-da. Is there anybody else?
Also can be personal dance questions, how you started.
This is the time, people.
Yes.
They're here.
So be aware that as an organizer, I like to pick like diverse people or people that come from like a different route in dance or different paths within dance. And I think it's always interesting because we tend to ask the questions about battles, but it's also interesting to know like where do they come from? Why are they in the place they are now? Like for instance, why is Chino? Why is he doing Tula now? What inspires him? Or why is Lenka doing this huge ballroom thing in Eindhoven? You know, that's also very interesting to know because it's also part of our community here.
I got a question actually. So it's actually for you, Lenka. How did you, came in the ballroom scene? How did it start for you?
So, that's a difficult question. I guess I have always been around a lot of queer people. That's one thing I somehow just really like the kind of culture, music, dance that they were also interested in. So I guess it was the same interest, and at some point I also learned about voguing, and I really liked that it's a dance style which is really extravagant, really like showing off your personality, let's say, or even a bit like, I don't know, it's a bit more sexy, a bit more aggressive in a way, you know. So I really liked that. So I started learning it, and somehow in the process of learning it more and really trying to understand the dance style and the whole background of it, I became part of the ballroom scene and started also going to the balls, which is like the battles, let's say, in the other urban dance styles. And also, I guess I have the privilege / it's also not a very great thing, but I was one of the first people in Eindhoven who were interested in organizing things, because there is Shaheen, who really is a great teacher of voguing, but he was mostly a teacher, and I was really interested in to like bring people together as a community, and also just to train together in our free time. And yeah, I guess it's just because I'm also a very social person, so I just wanted to bring people together, train together, and somehow it became an event. But I can imagine that if there were more people in Eindhoven doing this, I would not be the first one, you know? It's just something that I just decided, like, you know what, this is missing here. No one is going to do it if I don't do it, so I'm just going to do it, you know?
That's very good. Give a big applause.
Thank you.
Oh, me? I don't know. About you, like you're dancing.
Okay. I think the first time that I touched upon some dancing scene, no, not that really scene. Okay, I started from probably copying Michael Jackson when I was in high school, which was 2008 or something. I forgot when it was. That was not really based on any foundation. But then when I entered the college, university, then I joined this dancing community, mostly showcase based. So there I learned all the old school hip hop steps and such, and ever since I've been mostly practicing hip hop. But back then that was mostly the show, but I realized I prefer dancing on my own than trying to do the same thing as the mass of people do. So I feel very blessed to come to Eindhoven to dance in this freestyle community. I think it's very good environment for all the hip hop dancers or any all style dancers to practice or challenge each one, teach one culture, I think.
So, does anybody has questions in the public? Feel free to share.
You can also ask if I like pizza or fries or something.
Dixon. Yeah.
You can also say like what food do you don't like?
For your personal styles, what do you really like about it, and what gives that feeling like when you you see somebody else do it, what is it? What is it exactly?
I have an answer.
First, say the question. And then
Yeah. So your question was in my personal style, what it is that gives me that fire in a sense. So as a dancer, I don't feel like I'm doing nothing. You know, when I hear the music, especially Afro does it to me, and I'm a piano. When I hear the music, I do not exist actually. I'm just channeling everything. I just let go of my not necessarily my personality, but just myself, and I just channel everything. So when I do like a choreographic or something, I could say it's my creation, but it's not mine. I'm just giving it to the world, and what it is, I cannot describe in words, but it's something to share and something to connect, and that's why I started. I did not necessarily start dancing to connect, but in the process I besefte, how can I say it in English? I realized that it's something to share with everybody, and not, you can also dance with yourself, of course, but it's so beautiful, so I want to share it with everybody. So that's why I think it's so cool that you started like the ballroom scene in Eindhoven, because you feel something and it needs to be shared, because dancing is a connection, right? So yeah, Alfred does it to me. Yes.
So for me, it is, again, I guess it comes from my background of voguing. I really like when people are not just dancing for themselves, but also performing, but in a believable way, you know? So it really makes a difference for me if I see someone dancing perfectly technical. I love looking at it, but if someone does the same and also connects with you with the eyes and sort of uses their face expression, then I believe it more. Then it's almost like you're showing your own personality and not you're just showing some dance moves. So for me, what really elevates it, let's say, is the personality in your dance style, in your dancing, I would say. And that's for me one of the most important categories, I would say, also in my judging. So if there are two people and let's say one is better technically and the other one is, let's say, a little bit less technical, but is really communicating with their face, creative, and let's say less ashamed, less shy, I would say, then I would give it probably to the one with more, more story confidence indeed. So, and that's also what voguing is a lot about. Like if you have someone who's dancing perfectly, but the other one is like throwing all the shade and just, you know, owning it basically, then that one will obviously win. So that's also what is very important for me when I'm judging.
What I like about hip hop, I think the way the culture presents itself. I first got into the hip hop culture from graffiti. Actually, it was not like I was spray painting in streets in Japan. It's not, of course, something that I did. But anyway, I love drawing, so I naturally got fascinated by graffitis. Then I got into music of hip hop. Then I got into dance of hip hop. What I like now about hip hop maybe is that it kind of within the style, it shows the history of some old school step, but it kind of is changing throughout the years. Maybe there are some trends and such, but it's sort of forgiving that everyone has their understanding or interpretation of hip hop dance, and I like that forgivingness. It's not like I grew up in the culture where hip hop music or the culture was established, but it's something that I feel like I can express the best. Yeah, that's probably why I like it.
Question.
Yes. No, really. Anybody else? Any questions?
I have the last one.
I have also one, but
Okay, you go first.
okay, then we can do that. So I have a question. How can the dancers, would you say, train? How would you train?
So I cannot give you one answer because everybody is unique, and sometimes when we go to all these classes, it's very important to be in tune with your own thoughts and be in tune with your own intuition, because I can say, oh, you have to do this or you have to do that, but you're totally unique. So be just very, trust your own thoughts and your own intuition. Just go by yourself. When you go to a class, you get something downloaded in your head and just trust that. So what I do, I just listen to the music, I just walk in the park, I just be in tune with myself. But maybe it's not something for you. So my advice is make your own unique experience of how to train. Visualizing is something that helps with me a lot. So just closing my eyes and just feel what my body wants to do. But even with that exercise, you have to trust your own instinct. So you have to develop it for yourself, actually, basically. Yes? Afgesproken? Okay.
Yeah, difficult question. I agree with what you said. For everyone, it works in a different way. I think it's very important to not just train alone, but also with other people and sort of practice also battling. That's something that I notice when I'm just practicing solo dancing, I would say, you know. I'm just not gonna give it as much as if I'm battling. So it's also good to practice this with your friends, with community, with whoever. But at the same time, because battling will also bring something more, let's say, aggressive in you and more, yeah, like a different part of you. But I think also at the same time it's very important to dance or practice completely on your own. Because I notice also on myself, if I'm surrounded by many people, I'm gonna start to try, you know, I'm gonna get inspired, copy something, which is also good, but it can lead to the fact that I will try to pretend to be someone else. So yeah, I'm just saying this from my own experience. It's also good to practice completely on your own, on the music that you specifically like, and yeah, what your body says. So similar to what you say with the intuition, yeah, kind of bit of everything.
I don't know if this is called practice, what I'm going to say. Well, I agree with these two, and I will skip that part. But sometimes watching a lot of videos, dance or maybe not even, helps you grow because it's inspiration. Well, Lenka just said that you don't want to be someone else, but sometimes it's a good influence that you might want to pick up from that.
You consume it.
Yeah. And if it is not really dance, sometimes you get inspiration from nature, or you get inspiration from, I don't know, some movements of plants or animals. Anything can be probably expressed in dance, I think.
Tony?
I'm going to leave the question. We already got so much info from this.
Okay.
I love it.
So we're gonna continue to the judge demos then, right?
Just take like a couple of minutes just to warm up.
Yeah. Okay, big applause for all of you dancers. Amazing, amazing. Inspiration going home with inspiration. Ooh.
I'm looking